Right, well, UFC Uruguay just happened. In the co-main event, Mike Perry took on Vicente Luque. I picked Mike Perry to win, and he did. I'm very proud of him. He was robbed by the judges disgustingly, in my opinion. I had him winning rounds 1 and 3. So clearly. I don't care if his nose looked weird, okay? I feel like they valued that way too much. You're there to judge who lands more and who lands more powerfully and who gets takedowns. Perry got the takedown in the third. Vicente Luque went for a guillotine once he knew he'd given up position on the takedown. He didn't have it in. Perry was fine. The guillotine wasn't in. If it was a tight guillotine and Perry was grimacing, trying to grab it, he was like thinking about tapping it, and then he just decided to ride it out, don't give him that point. Or give him that point for the guillotine. But if Perry's literally sitting there, the guillotine's not even tight, and he's going, I'm fine to the ref, and just blood's coming out of his nose, why are you giving points for a guillotine? Because then you're just giving points for what looks like a guillotine then. Perry was beating his body the entire time. Significant strike, significant strike, significant strike. Over and over and over again. Then got out of the guillotine. Boom, boom, boom. Big shots from on top. And he lost. I want war against Uruguay. I never want to go back there in the history of the UFC, and I'll tell you why. This robbery wasn't enough. The fight before this, and I can't remember the name of the people that fought, so I'm going to look it up right now. But the guy who got 30-27 before the Perry versus Luque fight was one of the biggest robberies. I mean, I'm talking Garagori versus Bandone. Garagori was Uruguay's hometown boy. And he got gifted a decision, if I've ever seen one. He lost every round, in my opinion, and he got given every single round, showing you that these judges weren't here to fuck around. They were here to get the wins for the right guys, and they went against Perry like absolute fucking retards. I want war against Uruguay. I want the United Kingdom to go to war against Uruguay. Just like we went to war against Argentina and beat the shit out of them for the Falklands. In the Falkland Wars. You see that coast, that island off the coast of Uruguay? UK wants it. England wants that island. Go get it, England. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, please, I beg you, go and take that island and see what the fuck they do about it. And if they do something, then who knows? Maybe a couple houses get hurt. Maybe a couple judges go missing. Hey, Boris, go and take that island. See what Uruguay does. Then maybe a couple judges in Uruguay go missing. Maybe a couple Brazilian commissioned judges in Uruguay that are there for a holiday just disappear. Who knows what happened to them? We didn't do anything. They just disappeared. Maybe they got lost in the woods. Who knows? They definitely weren't fed to sharks. Maybe the Brazilian judges just went missing. Who knows? Let's just make them disappear though, eh? Let's just hope there's a little accident with the Brazilian judges that were commissioned to judge that fight, because Mike Perry guaranteed won that fight. 1 and 3. It was close, I give you that. First round he outstruck fucking Luque clearly in the first round. Landed the bigger shots as well, and even stung Luque and appeared to hurt him at one point. Okay, Luque covered up, recovered, but Perry won that round. In the third, it was back and forth. Perry gets a takedown. Luque goes for a guillotine, it's not in. And Perry's pounding away at his body, gets out of the guillotine, and starts pounding away at his head in the rest of the round. How is that not a round to him? Maybe the Brazilian judges go missing. Maybe they go for a walk in the woods and they just disappear. Oh well, it happens all the time. People get lost. People get lost in Uruguay. Maybe the Brazilian judges just get lost in the woods. Who knows? That's what happens. Fucking hell, man. I'm such a big Perry. And this is an annoying thing about robberies. I now don't like Luque subconsciously. I liked Luque before this. But right now, in my mind, when I look at him, I feel anger. You don't just fuck over the loser. You fuck over the winner because now nobody takes him seriously as a winner. Perry won that fight clearly. Team Platinum. Clearly won that fight. And the thing is, yeah, Perry is a future star in the UFC, and for them to fuck him over like this is killing the UFC. Don't ever go back to Uruguay. I'll cover the main event in a fucking second because I've only just woke up after that shit. Alright? Give him fight of the night. Even though the fight before that was pretty good and there was a couple other fights on the main card that were pretty good. Give Perry versus Luque fight of the night just so Perry can get a bit more money. Because he deserved his show money. He deserved his win money, I'm sorry. Fuck Uruguay. Boris Johnson, send a couple ships down there. Maybe accidentally you slip and hit the trigger of one of those cannons on those ships. Oops, there goes your stadium. See what they do about it. Fuck them. Fuck Uruguay. I'm never going there ever in my life. See you later. Colby was right about Southern America. Team Colby. Click that button now. Goodbye.